Hey, no, Sferrati, how you doing? How are you on this fine day? Evening, Peter. How you getting on? Yeah, long time no see. Mocap session was really good. Yeah, no, yeah, really good, really good. Got a lot done. Yeah, no, got a load of animations. That's what I'm actually adding in now. I'm just writing up the code for the jumping onto stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm getting on to do now. I know that technically I can move this check outside so this function doesn't get called anyway, but I'm gonna get called anyway, and just because we might eventually expand on it, and we might have like different sync points we want to update, so I'm just gonna do it like this for now. We did it at normal time, which is weird for us, I know. Thank you, Vince, for subscribing. Good. Update jump onto sync point, and then we'll say I'll show you guys what I'm working on. Well, you can see, basically, if you try and if you try and jump onto here, it wants to jump on, but then it doesn't actually make it to the edge, so he just bails. I mean, it's pretty cool actually, but that snap down is a problem. So yeah, he shouldn't be snapping down. So we need to make sure that he gets to the point that he's aiming for, basically. So yeah, we're gonna sort that out now by using a skew instead of a scale. It's a bit annoying, but it's fine. So you have to jump onto sync point. Then we need to introduce my thing that I already done in the advanced locomotion manager, so may as well copy that across. Made a couple like root motion animation cutter changes earlier as well to allow the whole jump onto thing. Get the other second anyway. Now, the only thing here, right, is I don't actually want to update the rotation. That's the thing. Hey Moritaga, how you doing? Oh, let's do this annoying thing where the stupid thing has to resync. Oh well, give it uno momento. Where's this guy here? yeah, I don't really. Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not gonna work. World rotation, beautiful. Okay then, perfect. So I can, quite frankly, I can actually just give it whatever. Whatever rotation wouldn't really matter. I'm actually gonna. Let me just. How's the game coming along? It's really good actually. Like, I'd say the best it's been in a while. Quite honestly, I think we're finally cracking it. Yeah, I think we're finally cracking it. If I'm honest, so. Oh, come on, it needs to. It's annoying when it does this because it needs. I mean, I'm gonna have to rebuild it. I'm just gonna let it error out. Yeah, I think we're finally. I mean, I'll show you in a second. I think the logic of how things are done is finally making sense to me. Well, not to me. It's now making sense. Like the way in which you jump now, it's like you time your jump and it always jumps, like you always do an input. And I've explained it a lot in the previous stream. I'll do a video on thing fully explaining it all, but yeah, it makes sense for me to actually play. But it's nice because it feels like a new way of doing things, and it feels refreshing. Like it's an interesting way, it's an interesting approach that I haven't really seen done before. It's either you always make it or you're doing this. So basically, you always, in all other games, you're either always doing it or you do this jump thing. It launches you and then you just hover and you adjust your character and you see if he makes it, kind of thing. But we, do a difference with pose matching and distance matching and combine it all to get this like new way of doing parkour and failing parkour as well. So. Because I think one of the biggest things we struggled with was that sense of when you do a move, it should always do a move. So like if you're thinking like skateboarding, for example, or skate, it's a perfect example. Like, so in skate, when you do I think it's this guy that I need. Oh. I need. Yeah. I really should just include that in the play-based movement. And just have one reference to it as opposed to just doing a bunch of getting, but hey ho. Yeah, so if you think of skate, for example, or any skate game, session, whatever, when you do the right input, right, you do your move. So it's super easy to just do the input and you don't ever feel like the game's not responding. And then whether or not you then pull it off, like whether or not you grind the rail or whether or not you land the trick or whether or not all this other stuff, it's like separate sort of. Whereas now we've found that a way to balance the two of like do the move and whether or not you land it is kind of separate. but it's like we help you to land it kind of thing. Because it's just a different problem, because we don't have the, like, because it's all your body. And just directly, it's not like you're just go in the air and do that. It's there's not this. I think this is the thing with parkour. It's like in games that have parkour, there's this clear distinction between states of like jump, in air, landing, land, jump, fall. But like I think when you actually play, like in what you see in real life, you don't see that distinction. Like a Kong or a cat pass like just feels like one fluid movement. And when you break it up, you lose that sense that it is just one movement. Like you're doing this move from your run up, and it's not a sense of jumping, then do the move, then land. It's like your landing, your jump, your swing of your arms, how you your steps, like all of these are what make the movement. I think we finally found a way to actually fully incorporate that in a way that you can fail, but in a deterministic way that is like, I'm too early or I'm too late. And it's actually like, oh, I was really too early. Oh, I was really too late. And we don't need thousands of animations in order to get that like spread. And all adding animation does is give us more range to be able to you fail less. And then we can start to be like, okay, cut them down so you have this more of a gap. So yeah, it's good. Very exciting times. Ironically, yeah. So, I'm just gonna quickly just check what I do. Yeah, I do this in a oh wait, hold on, I don't need this because I have a takeoff. Don't really need that because there's no hand plant when you're jumping onto it, so. So if you can update, jump onto sync point, if the ledge actor is the same, and if it's similar, and you've not taken off, then you can update that sync point. And then if you go to this, let me say if jump onto sync point, update the sync point. Theoretically, it should work. Oh, here we go. Let's see what happens. It built. I always love when you write a bit of code and it doesn't have to crash. I've got 3 big old books I need to read as well. Like a C++ one, there's like a maths one, and there's like another maths and physics one I need to read and make notes on. Just my own personal learning. But I can't be asked. It's trying to find time whilst also I need to just like, whenever I'm just going to start taking it whenever I'm on train or whatever. Just take that with me in a pen and just freaking go for it. So, in theory, it should work now. It's not going to. We all know that. Now, it didn't work, but it didn't. Why didn't it work? Pretty terrible, yes. It's just so. Oh, I know why. That's not gonna work at all. That's not gonna work at all. That was this is all a complete waste of time. Damn. Yeah. Jumping onto something, it's just a nightmare trying to actually. No, that will never work. That will never work. Because the way, and it's not like dynamically. This will never work. That was all entirely a complete waste of time. Just so you know. That's not what I need to be. I think fundamentally jumping should never have any. No, I don't even know why I tried to do it. It fundamentally should not be a thing. Because it could just be a case, right? As I'm doing all this, it could just be a case of like we nudge it forward a little bit, like. Oh, that is now. I don't know if I like that as much. I'd rather it just take off later. Do you know what it is? It's because the root, I know exactly what, no, I'm going to have to rebuild it. I know exactly what the issue is and all. It's because the roots are the pelvis, not the feet. And when you jump up, your feet are further forward, so it doesn't actually, or vice versa, whatever it is. So it's not quite getting onto the wall. Because of whatever. So we might just need to nudge it forward. I don't know. It's annoying because the feet are getting on the wall. But it's the thing. It's really pissing me off. The feet are getting onto the wall. But the bloody thing isn't. Such a little discrepancy it's caused all that problem. I thought I could get with the skew, but the skew does not. It only works on a cloud jump. The skew should never be used for any jump. That's the fundamental thing we realize. It should never be used. Any linear kind of interpolator position like that is just shit. That's what every other game does, and it sucks. Interesting as well. That's interesting. Could that be why? No, but it's a scale because it'll bring it down correctly. I mean, if I just do something like this, right? I think instead of doing that, we just need to move the distance match forward. Oh, you know what we need to do actually? It's not even about moving the distance match forward. It's probably just doing the Z on the root on the most front foot. It's probably what we need to do here. Is in here. It needs to be like this. It needs to be the most forward foot. Because if we look at the actual animation, what you'll see is most likely that when we land, just so funny, we can actually just calculate this offset and incorporate in the thing. Now we can calculate that distance. Because see the root is there. I'm landing on the wall here. But then the thing is, the root should be the one that goes and gets on the wall. Why it's not is problematic. I mean, if we simply just... I mean, I've live compiled. Let's see what happens when I've done that stupid... Yeah, it's a bit crazy, but... I think that block is a nightmare. What am I doing? Let me just freaking... Join. What the hell? Yeah, okay. First things first. One thing we do not do is this crap. We don't do that crap, alright? Secondly, what we do want to do, right? We might need to do that other thing where it's the most forward foot, or I might just need the landing. It's like when you land to do it so that the landing is actually like at this point. Instead of landing here where there's an offset. Landing there. Bastard. Oh, it literally is about correct. It just needs. Oh, it's because it gets to the edge point at the landing, so it's a bit of a. Oh, it would literally be perfect too. Huh. Damn it. Okay, once we get this, we'll be laughing. Okay, so I think what we need to do then, in that case, is we need to go into our distance match. Well, there's two things we can do. Either yank the route forward, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I think what we need to actually do is account for in our distance match. Which I'm not a huge fan of doing, to be honest, but annoyingly though, the thing that's annoying me is like the step ups and stuff work fine. Like they make it on just fine. But I think it's because, yeah, see when it lands, it's just on. Like just on. They like overshoot. Maybe this one's a bit not as forgiving. Not very forgiving. We need to take away from the initial distance so that it goes further. Minus, if I just say like 20.0 f, right? Just like, hear me out. Estimate. Roughly, we can actually calculate that value. I could probably calculate the value by the distance your foot is off from the root, and then be like, alright, shift it that much. The animation actually looks alright. It's more so it just needs that root needs to be on the wall. And now in theory it should, but obviously it's not because you got blends and there's discrepancies there, which is what we're seeing now. I'm trying to think. Where do we solve that? What the hell? Highly sus behavior. Oh, maybe it's just that block. I feel like it's just that block. It's a bit like... Probably because now the landing is so late. Yeah, it's like doom, which is a problem. I mean, now I don't need the landing to be so late, to be honest. This block is the block of the devil. Okay, technically it works. This area is just a mess. I need to redo it all. Okay, it technically works, right? There's something clearly going wrong. I do love when it bails, you can't lie. There's something nice about it. It's like, what is going on there? Like, see that you have for no reason. There should be no reason why that bails. Actually, I need to check what's going on there. Right, let me see all these callbacks. Ooh, do you know what? Do you know what might be wrong? Let's see this. Let's go to this guy. Yeah, just smash also landing. Cool. I don't like the Z thing on the... Well, that's a problem. That's... Also, hold on. Well, let me check when... Oh! Derp. Derp, derpity, derp, derp. That makes so much sense. Like, I need collisions. Oh, see, I'm so dumb. I'm very dumb. Like, I need collisions. See, yeah, see, this is the stupid thing about me. I'm dumb. See, now that's interesting. That's interesting. Because... No, actually, I don't want collisions. Wait, hold on, let's kill... See, why did it do that? See, why did it bail? It had a valid distance match. Why are you bailing? You had a valid distance match. Why are you bailing? That's what I need to know, my friend. You had a very valid distance match, but for some reason you're bailing. Ugh, it's so annoying. Okay, let's see. I don't think it's bailing because of collision. It's bailing because of something, and it seems to be at climax. Okay, so it's not that. So let's see what's causing that bail. If as long as I stop getting bail, then I can look at improving the actual landing bit. Oh, if I can get this tonight, I'll be happy. It's quite important to get fixed. Oh, I'm quite tired as well though. See, oh, ragdoll. Oh no, wait. Let's move this. See, that's wrong though. The fact that it's colliding tells me there's something sus going on. Oh, do you know what it probably is? I think I know exactly what it is. Yeah. Even though it was a valid distance match, that collided, which meant the collisions of that weren't on. See, that didn't collide there. Okay, so interestingly. Okay, so that collided. So that's why that's alright. So you shouldn't hit that thing. Yeah, it's colliding when it hits the thing. It shouldn't really. So So if it's not a normal jump and the start time is greater than 0, basically, they want false collision ejection. So yeah, it shouldn't be collisions off, right? What? That makes no sense. It shouldn't collide with it. I'm really intrigued as to when it's... But there should be no collisions. So how can it collide if there's no... I know this can be done better. Ignore me. I just need to see what's going on. Ugh. Why is it bailing? Oh, you know what as well, man? The reason why that Z is off is because it's going to the climax and then dropping, as opposed to going to the landing height. So the Z height that it's scaling isn't so that it's going to end up at the thing, it's going to end up at the climax height. So if I'm like scale it by the climax height is actually higher, it's like scale by 1.2, it's actually going to try and scale by less than it actually needs to. It'll get up, but then when it lands, it might be wrong. So let's see. See, it never does it on the first go. Oh, for God's sake. Hey Vince, this is my first title. Dado has made loads though. He's made like Burnout, made the Burnout series, worked on Black, worked on Wipeout. Yeah, he's worked on tons. Very small team at the moment. Oh, hold on. I wonder if that's impacting it at all. Just not to know. Oh, this crash, man.